Okay, this is my first attempt at trying to do something like this again. It's been crazy busy lately. Moved into a new place, had an office space, but then I got my son back, and um, after 8 years, so he got the office, and now we're kind of working out of the laundry room. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the hissing sound. He's currently taking a shower. Um, I've had him for approximately 2.5 weeks, and it's been an experience. Um, a lot has happened, and most of it's good. There has been maybe one or two other incidences where I felt very, I don't know, it was just tough decisions to make, and I felt kind of shaken afterwards. But I'm not going to talk too much about the past. I'm going to talk about it now. Well, or rather, what just happened. Um, Decent day. Ended up watching a movie together. I'm trying to get him to understand that when we do things together as a family, we're all in it together. Even if we get bored halfway through it, we just kind of grit our teeth to get through the rest of it, right? um, and that's an incident that happened before, but today he did well. We watched Turning Red, and he sat through the whole thing, cuddled up next to me. It was a great feeling. It was such a good feeling. Then we had dinner, and while we were cleaning up, Donna mentioned something about seeing specks of things on his bed, and I looked at him, and he had this look on his face that I'm like, I know what you did. So I'm all right, buddy. Come on, let's go upstairs. Let's take a look at this and see if we can figure out what's going on, and you know, clean it up at the very least. And we go up there, and he has a race car bed. And looking upon the bed, I instantly knew what it was. It was food crumbs. And I'm like, hey, buddy, uh, go ahead and taste that so that you can know what it is. And he immediately, without hesitation, reaches down, picks up a piece, puts it in his mouth. I'm like, okay, my son is intelligent. If it was something that he didn't know what it was, he would look at me and be like, really? You really want me to eat this? But he did it without hesitation, which made me think that okay, he knew what it was, and he take like puts it in his mouth, looks down like I don't know what this is. I'm like, you know exactly what that is. You know exactly what that is, and which after me asking him a little bit more questions, it turns out that at nighttime he will go down and just take food, and I'm like, buddy. And once again, when someone tells a story of what happened, how they tell it is not necessarily how their tone was. And I have to admit, sometimes I have to. My dad voice came in. I'm gonna be completely honest. My dad voice came in, and I'm like, "We haven't denied you any food throughout the day. There is no reason for you to go hungry unless you don't tell us that you're hungry. So is there a reason why you don't tell us that you're hungry?" And then he has this thing where it's almost like he's hyperventilating. It's like a panic attack. I'm like, all right, calm down, asking simple questions, not going beyond that. I want to know what's going on. Why do you feel the need to go downstairs and steal food? And it's like, I don't know. I'm like, are you hungry all the time? It's like, no. I'm like, then at nighttime, Jess? He's like, yeah. And I am trying to pull from my um from the classes I took, from the experiences I've had over the years. Do not be angry. Do not and do your best not to show anger, and try to understand. And I'm trying. And then the hardest thing for me is trying to have my words match my face. Sometimes, a lot of times, my words do not match my face. I'll be like, "All right, buddy, stay calm. We're calm right now." And I know sometimes the way that I project my voice, the way that I hold myself, might seem a little bit intimidating to a child. And I'm learning how to kind of like de-escalate situations, and especially with his situation, it's a learning experience, and it's something that we're both doing. So I'm telling him, hey, you don't need to do all that. It's fine. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, figure out what I can do to help make things better. So after about 15 minutes of all of this, and keep in mind the entire time he's kind of crying, like, I don't know why I do this. I'm like, do you know what you did was bad? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, do you feel good right now? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, well then that's a good indication that what you did was bad. And I explained to him that he doesn't need to steal food, and that we have yet to ever deny him of food during the day. We don't want him, sneaking downstairs, bringing food upstairs, and leaving crumbs all over the place. One, we try to keep a bug-free area, and obviously to keep bug-free, you got to keep the place clean. Two, I never feel right knowing that people are creeping. Never been okay with that in my entire life. So, yeah, and for the past couple of days, I've been feeling this sense of like, I feel someone's creeping in our house. And every time I check on the kids, they all seem to be in bed, or at least laying down with their eyes closed. But yeah, I was like, hey, you don't need to steal food. You don't need to take food. How long? How many nights have you been doing it? Oh, I don't know. All right, you did it last night? Did you do it the night before? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, all right, you know what? We don't do the I don't knows. We do the think about it. Don't try to give me answers thinking that it's gonna get you out of this situation faster. It won't, because I know that you're just trying to rush things through, and I'll make it go longer. Period. So he's been doing it for a couple of days. So I'm like, all right, from now on, we will give you a snack to eat before bed, because Bella asks, hey, can I get this? Can I get that? She asks knowing that, okay, that's the right way to do it. And we won't really say no unless it's one of those like, oh yeah, can I have like a 3-course meal at 9 o'clock? Like, no, of course not. No, you had dinner. You didn't say you wanted anything else. That's it. Excuse me. But yeah. I also had him. I'm like, all right, you got 2 choices, one and 2, and whatever you guys think about it, I don't give a damn. um, the first option I gave him was, I want you to apologize, and not the I'm sorry. No, you gotta. Your apology always has to match or be greater than the action that caused you to apologize. Or the adult term, your apology should be as big, if not bigger, than your disrespect. So I was like, yeah, you got to give a full apology of what you did, why you're sorry, and then you're not going to do it again. Oh, and then it's like, and then he started doing the whole, still new sounds. And he started doing the whole sniffling thing. I'm like, all right, cool. If you don't want to do that, cool. So option number 2, I beat your ass. I punish you physically for that. And I know that probably like, that kind of cringy, but like, I knew that one, no kid's gonna go for option 2. Well, shoot, I can not get my ass beat. Cool, let's not get my ass beat. But, and I know there's a certain level there of like, okay, you don't want to force apologies and everything, but like, I do want him to understand that if you do something bad, you will get punished. I'm giving you a way to make up for what bad you did. You can take the punishment, or you can find a way to make up for it and not do the bad thing again. I think that's a good pathway. At least the best I could think of right there and then. So I helped him calm down. We talked a little bit. I let him kind of like, because I realized a lot of times he would get frustrated. He does. It seems like a panic attack. I don't want to call it a panic attack before it is. That is what it is. But he seems to just kind of like I mentioned before, hyperventilate and what have you. And there are certain things that he does that like puts himself in that mode. Like, I need time to think. I'm like, no, buddy, you don't need time to think. 9 out of 10, if you say that, I already told you what you need to do. You don't need to think about it. You just need to do it. or you're trying to come up with some kind of story to kind of get you out of trouble. I'm not about to play those games either. But I do let him talk afterwards. Once he knows, okay, this is the options that are put before you, and this is what I know. So what do you want to do? It's like, okay, I could do an apology. He didn't. Once again, he didn't say it like the way I just said it, but like he said it like a 10-year-old would. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I called Donna up. I'm like, hey, Xavier has something to tell you. He's like, and he says it. He says, I'm sorry that I stole food from you. Um, and I won't do it again. And she's like, oh, honey, and like I even told him, like, yeah, she's the nice one. She's like, oh, you don't. It's fine, buddy. It's fine. Whenever you need food, just let us know and we'll feed you. We do not have a problem and we do not have a shortage. We do not have a shortage of food here. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I am gaining the weight here. We do not have a shortage of food here. um, and then after that, I was like, all right, cool. You apologized, and I'm really proud of you for that. But that also means that I cannot ignore the fact that you did wrong. So I'm not going to give you the boat. Like earlier today, we talked about, okay, when his bedtime should be. Like, can I make it 9:30? I'm like, you know what? You've been pretty good lately. I don't see a reason not. And then this kind of job, like, all right, cool. We're not having a 9:30 bedtime, which is why right now he is showering and getting himself ready for bed. Um, but I think that it went well. I'm still kind of, the word's not shaken, but like I feel something in me growing. And it's a little bit of fear. Like, am I doing this right? Like, and obviously I can always grow, do more, learn more, change tactics, improve on my tactics. Um, but I realize that like there are times after like something would happen, I feel, even though I know I did the right thing, or at least the thing right for that particular situation. And keep in mind, I didn't leave anything out, but like I gave you guys a clip note, so I didn't. Long story short, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting kind of thing that I am learning to do. I've been wanting this for years, years, and I have it now. So I'm not running away from it. And no matter what I'm feeling, I want to just improve on it. And I'm hoping that I get that done. I'm trying not to talk you guys' ear off. I just need to kind of get it out. Afterwards, we played chess. I asked him, I was like, hey, buddy, is it okay that, do you want to play chess with your old man? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you don't have to answer so quickly. If you don't want to, if you're not feeling it, I totally understand. You just got punished. Like, no, I want to play with you. I'm like, nice. Nice. Oh, geez, yeah. Anyway, my son is no dummy. And then I think that's kind of what I'm gay. Like most people, like Donna and her daughter, um, they've had years of getting used to each other, of adjusting and back and forth. Whereas for me, even though I have been in contact with my son for years, this is the first time, and it was really very rapidly quick. Like, hey, this is happening. What are you going to do? I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna step up. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, um, he is intelligent, and that I have to worry about exactly how intelligent he is. But like, I also want him to learn manners, which I think he needs a little work on. Some of the things he does without really giving a darn what anybody else thinks. I'm like, oh, buddy, we can't. No. First of all, manners. Second of all, politeness and etiquette and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying that you always have to be perfect, but like, if once again, if you do wrong, you admit to it and you make it right in some way, shape, or form. Um, you're not rude to anybody else's point of view. That kind of stuff, and you're very courteous to people around you. I'm teaching him how to do the man handshake, and if you're a man, you know what I mean. Uh, do the man handshake. You give it your all. You give it a nice firm squeeze, and you let go. Um, Teaching him how to do that. Teaching him to be polite to women. Um, Not because of any misogynist or sexist ideal, but more of the idea of um, of female importance. Because believe it or not, women like I thank Donna daily for not just putting up with me, but teaching me exactly how to be better at what I'm trying to do. she is patient, she's understanding, and she is just best. Okay, I'm done. Okay, but yeah, I'm done taking up you guys' time. It's about like 15 minutes and 15 seconds in. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you very much for listening to me rant about me still trying to be a dad. Even though I've had this huge gap in between, I've been there. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I've been there in spirit. Like, no, I did my best to be as much in there as possible. And now I'm in a situation where, all right, try run, let's go, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, I don't want him to get away with everything, but I do need to lay down ground foundations. No lying, no cheating, no stealing. If it's not yours, ask. He didn't buy the food, he needs to ask. He can't just go and come downstairs to the living room and Belle's watching TV like, hey, I want to watch TV. No, 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 no. That's her time right now. If you want your time, either wait until your turn or you ask. If you want food, you ask. And it's not a power struggle. It's more of respect. You ask the person who the thing belongs to, can I use X, Y, or Z? But yeah. Once again, I keep telling myself I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you guys very much for watching. Who knows when I'll do the next thing. I think I'm going to do this just whenever I need to vent, or I need to talk, or I just need to discuss, or I don't know. But if you guys have any advice or anything, or good words, or even bad words, if you think I did wrong, feel free. It's America. You can choose to say as you please, and I can choose to ignore you. That is a thing. But obviously I'm the kind of person that takes advice regardless of the source. If it's good advice, then it's good advice. But yeah, you guys take care, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys around.